Adventures of Meg. I think I do that different every time now. But we did it again, boys. 1.7, I believe. 1.7k, I think, is the total. Confidently would say that the reason is just because the video wasn't about BTS. But I am not one to exploit something just for views. So this video will not be about BTS. But, yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Speaking of K-pop though, there's a segue. I wanted to talk about something that happened kind of recently, but also not really. Maybe, I want to say, maybe November last year. So about 6-7 months ago, back when I hadn't listened to a lot of K-pop yet. I remember, because before I started listening to K-pop, I didn't listen to really any mainstream music. Like, even now still I don't. It's K-pop and then just not mainstream. So the majority, the place where I get the majority of my music from is this channel called Mrs. Suicide Sheep. I'd recommend it highly. Go check it out. So that's where I got most, I'd say 95% of my music from. And so I remember one day I was in the car with that K-pop playlist. I'd say there's about 50 songs in it at most. And so my car does this thing sometimes where it just randomly changes what's playing on the iPod because it's like it's weird. I don't know. So that happened and the song started playing. It's like, okay, why is my car playing this? Whatever. And so the song I thought it was playing is called Essence, which is the hit. And so I've gone, oh, why is it switched to this playlist? I pull up my phone and realize it hasn't. It's playing I Am You by Stray Kids. And so I was like, sorry, what was it? That one? And so I was like, what? That sounded exactly the same. And I'm thinking, surely that was just maybe my brain. And so I kind of forgot about it. And so then maybe a few days later I came home and I was listening to I Am You by Stray Kids again. I was like, no, this sounds exactly like that other song. And so I went and I looked it up. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but to me, the starts, they sound exactly the same. And I'm thinking, how many people in the world are there that listen to my Mr. Suicide Sheep and then Stray Kids? So I was like, this probably hasn't come up that often before because I don't imagine there are many people who are listening to both. And so I looked it up and I was like, okay, did Stray Kids sample them? Did this other group sample them? I was like, no, Essence came first. And so I was like looking like, is it like the same producer working for something? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but like you guys have a listen because I'm fairly certain it is the same. Did they sample it? Is that a thing that happens in K-pop? I don't know. I just thought it was a bit interesting, and so yeah, I don't know. Take a listen. I mean, they're both very good songs. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a bit interesting. So if you let me know what you think in the comments. If maybe this will get 1.7k views as well. Feel free to subscribe if you want. So yeah, moving on. We won't spend a lot of time with that. The Women's World Cup is on at the moment, which is majorly exciting. I think definitely it's fair to say that the standard of women's football is much lower than the standard of men's, but I do think the game is a lot different. I think it's a lot more open and free flowing, which makes it quite exciting to watch. So yesterday morning, the Matildas unfortunately were knocked out, and I think this is going to be a quite not controversial opinion, but a different take on what has been said, I think, in the media lately. But I find it quite interesting. Well, let's say this. I think, yes, the standards of the games, men and women football, is quite different. But I would say in their own divisions, the women's Australian team is much more successful and better than the men's team. And so I remember in the World Cup, the Men's World Cup last year, Australia got the Socceroos, they got roasted, saying everyone was back to them how they underperformed, which I do think, yes, they played quite poorly, but did we expect them to play any better? I don't think anyone expected them to make it out of the group. Because it was, from memory, I can't remember who was in the group. From memory, it was a tough one. Whoever was in the 2018 group, we'll find it. But I remember it was quite a tough one. And so I don't know that whoever expected, I don't think we all expected to perform that well. Yeah, they got bashed in the media for underperforming. Yeah, here we have the Matilda's team, who have been quite successful in recent years. They had a quarterfinal in the previous Women's World Cup. They won the Tournament of Nations. Like, they're ranked fairly high in the world. And so, first they lost to Italy, which should have been a win. To be fair, they copped quite a bit of slack for that. Then they beat Brazil, even though I don't think they played that well in the game. Sure, they showed a lot of spirit, but really, that was quite lucky. And then they flogged Jamaica, but it was Jamaica. And then they lost to Norway on penalties. And I just think I think they underperformed way more than Socceroos did, and they haven't copped anything. Everything I've seen on social media is like, oh, we're so proud of you, well done, oh, you made Australia so proud. And I feel like, I mean, sure, I think it's great to see women's football in general. I think it inspires a younger generation of women's footballers, and that's great. But also, I mean, that's straight up, they choked. And I don't think we should be, I feel like it just makes me kind of angry how the Socceroos team gets roasted, but then we don't do anything at the Matildas. Because I will say I didn't watch the Norway game. The live stream wasn't working for me, but I did watch the other three, and I honestly don't think they played that well the whole tournament. The defense has a lot of holes. One of the goals against Brazil, I put in like, how did that ball get through? That was just, the defense was shocking, I thought, for most of the tournament. And so it's funny, like the men's team, they can't score, the women's team can't defend. So that's just my 2 cents on that. I just think give credit where credit's due, I guess. Let's not only roast the men's team and then celebrate the women's team, when arguably the women's team underperformed more than the men's team did. But anyway, that's just my opinion. If you disagree, let me know. Just nicely though, let's be respectful in the comments. If you do agree, also let me know, because I'm interested to see what other people's opinions are on the topic. I thought I would end with just a bit like, what am I listening to, what am I watching, what am I watching, what am I reading? So what I'm listening to, I'll give you some K-pop and some Korean music if it's not Korean music. This one song I listened first today called Eden by, I want to say IZ, but it could be Iz, but I'm pretty sure it's IZ. That is a tune and a half, go listen to that. Red Velvet came back pretty recently. Go check that out. It's very different, but I really like it. The music video is really cool. And then so for some not Korean music, if you're into that, the album The Darker the Weather, The Better the Man by Missio is a freaking bomb. It is so good. Go check that album out. What I'm watching, Attack on Titan is great. I just got up to date yesterday, but there's a new episode out today, which is the most exciting. The story's getting, I don't read the manga, unfortunately, so please don't put any spoilers just in case. Speaking of reading things, I am currently reading The Promised Neverland. I heard the show's a bit scary, so I'm just reading it to see. I'm not up to date or even close. I just finished the 3rd volume, I think. And so, I just sneeze. Oh no, wait, I really didn't know. Oh no, I lost it. That's the worst feeling to sneeze. Anyway, so that'll be this video here. So thank you for watching if you did, and we will catch you guys in the next video.